Hi guys, a very warm welcome from Arjati Creations. Welcome to our lesson 2 for Mandala for Beginners. Now in our lesson 2 we are going to learn how to create a mandala in semicircle, that is in a half circle. For that I have taken my A5 sheet, that is a half of an A4 sheet, and I have just drawn a simple board. Now I will teach you step by step how we will create the mandala. For that, in this measurements need to be extremely accurate. So first step is to divide your page into half. Just draw a line that divides your page into half. So be careful that your line is absolutely dividing the page into half. After that, you need to measure and mark points on this particular line. So simply measure and mark. So here what I'm doing is I'm going to just mark my points at 1 centimeter gap. So just mark your points at 1 centimeter gap. Now what we are going to do is take your compass and we are going to draw semicircle. So this is going to be our point where we'll place the compass, and we are going to draw lines, circles. So with a radius of 8 centimeter, this is the maximum size of the semicircle that I can draw. Now I'm first going to draw semicircles at a radius of 1 centimeter gap. That means this is 7 centimeter, then I'll draw at 6 centimeter. So the first step is just to draw simple semicircles at 1 centimeter gap. Like this. So here we have drawn semicircles at 1 centimeter, radius 2, 3 and till 8. Now what we have to do is, before we go further, take your protractor, place it here and mark 10 degrees. So take any pencil, just mark 10 degrees. Now this marking is extremely important when we have to do proper mandalas. Okay, mark 10 degrees. Like this. So see, I have marked 10 degrees. Now comes the tricky part. Now this is the most important and the most tricky part, is that you have to connect these points with the center point of the circle. So this you do with a lot of patience. Just connect them. Simple lines. Don't draw them too dark, don't draw them too light. So this will make your grid paper ready for your mandala. Like this. Now see. Now your perfect grid is ready for now. Now what we will have to do is, first let us determine how we are going to draw. So first what we are going to do is, just next to this 1 centimeter radius line, I am drawing another line. See, approximate distance between them is 1 to 2 mm. So what we are going to do is, this inner portion is going to be colored and then we are going to draw. Now, for the initial few points, draw a center point also. Draw a line at 0.5 centimeter also. So just draw your, for the initial So I am just drawing another grid line at. Now first I have drawn the angles, that is important, so that there is no confusion at all. Now our perfect gridding is done. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to start our designing. So here I am taking a Micron 0.3. So first what we are going to do is, this center portion is going to be completely colored in black. So let me just shift it so that it becomes clearer. Very delicately draw the semicircular line. This is going to be completely colored with black except for a dot and a drop shape. The remaining portion we'll color in black. Then this is going to be a simple line in black color. So for coloring it, you can either take, I'm going to take a 0.8 to do the coloring. Like this. Now we are going to do our first design. So for doing our first design here, you remember the basics lesson that we had learned, and in that we had learned the petal shape. So we are going to draw very tiny petals, see here, tiny petals in a manner that it is going to cover two of these. See, you've made the grid line. It is important to draw within the grid line. Like this. So join your two grid lines, two of these together to make your petals. And we are going to give a simple line in the center that is also on the grid line. See. Now we are going to draw a circle here. So we had learned small circles. Just draw a circle here. So in between the petal and the line, just draw a circle. And to make it come out, just color the in-between areas. So we are going to just line this and color the in-between gaps. So this coloring bit you should do with your Micron or any fine tip liner pen that you're using here, so that the thin work doesn't get smudged if you use a sketch pen. Use your Micron only to color here. See. Now comes the third layer. So this is the first, second and the third layer. Now for the third layer, I am going to use our pointed petals. Now how are we going to use our pointed petals? It is going to be like this. We are going to connect these. So just join your pointed petals like this. In mandalas, grid lines are very important to make those perfect frameable mandalas. Like this. Now in this, I'm going to draw another line. Like this. Now we are going to do one of the filler patterns. I'm just going to fill up half, and that's it. So in this particular mandala, in this series, we are going to use all the filler patterns that we've just learned in the basic class, first session. That is why practice of the first session is so important. Like this. So this is our third layer. Now let us come to our fourth layer. Now for the fourth layer, it is a little different. We are going to use the same pointed petals, but here it is going to be different. We are going to start from this point and create our pointed petals. Like this. Like this. And in this also we are just going to give a double line. Like this. Divide it into half and give slanting lines. Now, after the fourth layer, we are coming to the fifth layer. Now for the fifth layer, when I am using my pointed petals, I am going to use double grid line here. So I am going to make a bigger pointed petal like this. Like this. We are going to do a double line in this. Now in this we are going to use a simple filler pattern that we had done. So we are going to do half, divide all of them into half. We are going to have, you remember the pattern where we had a small dot, a little bigger dot and a bigger dot, and we divided it into slanting lines and with alternate lines colored. So we are going to do this particular design. So in all of them. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line using my thicker pen. Just connect them like this. Now here what we are going to do is just take your compass and mark another very thin line. I want to do a thin line here like this. Here again I am going to take my pen and very lightly do the circle. Like this. See, hasn't this started looking nice now, this part? Now what we are going to do is, now comes the outer part of the mandala. Now for the outer part of the mandala, we will always use 2 grids now here. Now we are going to use the normal petals. And we are going to use this one gap for one petal. So here I am drawing a petal like this. So this is a light kind of long petal. See this. Now after we've drawn the petals, let me just quickly do a double line for the petals. Now that I have drawn the double line, I'm going to do a spiral here. So it's going to be a spiral here and a dot. So it's going to be a spiral like this. Now we are going to draw the pointed petals again. Now be careful, it is going to come from the midpoints here and it's going to go here. This is very important that your shape comes perfect here. Just mark your midpoints and then draw your pointed petals. Okay. So if you've observed, the pointed petals are merging at these grid lines. Now let us draw another set of pointed petals which are going to merge at the midpoints of the grid lines like this. Now, before we go further, I'm going to draw a line here with the thick pen. Let me just draw double lines in all of these pointed petals and show you. Now see, I have done double lines here. Now we are going to do the final designing in the outside part before we do intricate pattern inside. Now for the final designing here, I am using a 0.5 micron and I am going to draw a petal. We are going to use these midpoints as reference points. And I am drawing bigger petals. I have just left this part. I'll show you. We are going to just simply draw a spiral there. So very carefully connect your midpoints in this manner. Let me do a double line in this also and show you. See now how pretty it has started looking. Now let us do our first designing in this layer. So for this layer, that the designing that I'm choosing is just divide this like this into basically 3 parts, and in the outer part we are going to create circles like this, and we are going to color the inner part. So I'll show you. Divide it into 3 parts, draw circles in the outer part, and I'm going to color up the inner part. See how pretty has started looking. Now in this part we are going to divide it into half, and I'm going to do lining in one part here. And in the other part, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make pointed petals, and I'm going to color the remaining portion. See. So first let us make pointed petals, and then I'll color it in the end. let me finish this and show you. Now see, it has started looking and has started taking shape now. Now for the outermost, we are creating simple pattern. Like this. Now what we are going to do is we are going to end the mandala here by just drawing a spiral here. Now let me just remove all the pencil marks and show you. Now in this manner, see, we have created this beautiful semicircular mandala. We can write a beautiful caption or just end our mandala this way. So do create your half circle mandalas and be ready to create a complete mandala in our next lesson. Thanks for watching. Do like our video and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to press the notification button or the bell button so that you can be notified as soon as we are live or we put a new video. Thank you so much and bye bye.